Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Sky Lounge here on Airline Videos Live. And I tell you, I've got to add one more to the stream here. There we go. These are officially our Brady Bunch look here today. Hello, everyone. Yes,
Hello.
Look around.
Hello.
Greetings.
Everywhere. Hello, everyone. And hello, everyone at home. Thank you for all tuning in today. And welcome back to the Sky Lounge. First one of 2022. Amazing new year. Here we go. Are you guys ready for the new year?
Absolutely,
Yes.
guy.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No.
All right. No. All right. Oh my gosh. Brad, you have a cat crawling up your wall.
He is doing his thing. How about you just lay down?
Wow. That is some entertainment. All right. Like we always do in the past, or we always have in the past. Rudy, LA Plane Spotter, are you going to start us off with a little music?
Yes, but actually I have a little surprise because we have a birthday today, so I'm going to play a little something for Smee. I'm also going to wear my happy birthday hat.
Wow.
It was also
Wow.
Brandon's birthday this week, so I also want to play this for Brandon. So here we go.
Wow. All right. Happy birthday, you guys.
Happy birthday.
Yay.
Awesome, Rudy.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rudy. And happy birthday, Smee. And happy belated birthday, Brandon.
Hey, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Kevin, there's a note in there from Nick, too.
I'm sorry,
Nick,
what?
Nick
It was
couldn't
my
just stay
birthday
that
yesterday.
Oh, it was
Matt,
also
you
your
serious?
birthday.
Well, happy belated
birthday.
birthday.
2 days ago. So yes.
My gosh.
Oh, well, I
Happy
also
birthday's
dedicate
in
that
the
to
house.
you.
I appreciate it, Rudy.
Wow. Well, happy belated birthday, Nick. All right.
Thank you.
So if you guys haven't noticed, we have a few extra faces here today joining us. And right below me, right down here, Tim, right below Tim is Matt from Syd Squad. They're from Australia. They're joining us from Australia. Hi, guys.
G'day, Kev.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
And you guys are with another live streaming channel here on YouTube. Called Syd Squad, correct?
That's right. Yeah.
SYD.
Yes.
Yes. That's right. Yeah.
SYD
Sure,
for Syd. Yeah.
sure for Sydney.
Yes.
That's fine.
And you
Yeah.
guys do live streaming out at the airport, but you also do other streams as well, correct?
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. We do a bit of myself and Matt. We do some live streaming at Sydney Airport, where I'm based, and Matt does some at the Gold Coast in Brisbane, up near him. He's about an hour's flight north of me, so and we do some flight simulator streaming as well. We're both kind of flight sim nuts, so yeah, that's how we sort of started the channel, and yeah, went from there.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Part of the
Thanks for having
conversation here, we're going to talk about many things to do with plane spotting and live streaming and all that kind of stuff. And right below Rudy, Gus, who's one of our wonderful mods here on Airline
guys.
Videos Live, joining us. Hello, Gus. How are
Thank you, Kevin, for having me.
And
Happy
you're joining us
birthday.
from where? We've got a worldwide guest going on here today. You're in Costa Rica, correct?
Right. That's correct. I'm in San Jose, Costa Rica right now. So I'm
Look
here.
at that.
Happy birthday to me, Nick, and also
Brandon.
And thank you guys.
No, thank you, Gus. Always supporting the channel as well. And then right next to Gus, Smee is back. Birthday
Hey.
girl.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be back. Happy New Year to all of you and to all of our viewers. Hoping for a really exciting 2022.
Yeah.
Good to
Not
see
that
you all.
exciting. I'm cool with not that exciting.
A less exciting 2022.
And I forgot, we have Brad Ward, our executive producer, who's up there in the corner. Hello,
Aloha,
Brad.
okay,
He's got
yeah.
cats jumping on the wall, climbing up the wall.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy.
And then below Gus, Brandon is back once again. Hello, Brandon.
Hello. Happy New
Just
Year.
a plain guy.
With a very cool hat.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, that takes me right back.
Thank you. So I hope everybody's doing good. I'm glad to be back again. So I appreciate it.
Excellent.
And happy birthday. I
Brandon?
didn't know, Nick. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And Smee, you know, Capricorns are the best.
And Brandon's got a model or two to unwrap for us again here today. That
Oh,
was
more
such a
unboxings, very
thrill the
exciting.
last time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
because of that, Brandon, when you opened up that Korean Air A380, I think it literally drove people to the website and started purchasing models worldwide. It was
Yeah.
amazing. That's all we hear anymore. We saw, Brandon's model, the Korean A380 on Sky Lounge, and I had to buy one, so I went out and bought like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
You know what? Actually, when I came up to the hill a couple of Sundays ago, there was people that ran up to me and said, "Hey, aren't you that guy off of Sky Lounge that has an addiction to all the models?" Like, yeah, that's me. How'd you know? Oh, you saw Sky Lounge. She said, "Oh," and they said, "Oh yeah, we love your models. Where can we get them from?" It was actually, I think, Lady Cat actually asked me if somebody could know where I got my models from. So it's pretty cool. I'm known now. So. But it's a good addiction. It's a good addiction.
And an expensive one at that as well, I would assume.
Yeah.
And then right next to Brandon, Nick from Jet Tip is back with us again. They're
Hey.
in Minneapolis. Hello, Nick. Happy
Hey,
birthday.
everybody.
Happy
Well,
belated
thank you
birthday.
very much. It's very exciting.
How are things up north?
We just got another big round of snow. I spent the morning with a snowblower at the Jet Tip World Headquarters here. And having a good time. I'm sure it's too cold by Los Angeles standards, but what can you do? Went out and took some pictures of a 747 taking off in the snow yesterday, so that was good. Life's good, no complaints.
Excellent. Well, spring's right around the corner. Just have a few
That's
months,
true.
month and a half, 2 months. That's how you always have to look at it when you live in those conditions.
Sure.
You're almost
Hopefully
through
by-
January. Yeah.
By April, most of the snow will be gone, hopefully.
April.
Wow.
It's cold.
Wow.
All right, just real quick. John Gibson, always supporting the channel. I say always, John, always supporting the channel with a $5 tip, and that is the wrong music bed there. John, thank you so much. Also, one of our YouTube members. Thank you so much, John.
Bing bong.
All right, so this is Sky Lounge. So basically, this is your chance at home to ask any of us any questions you might have relating to plane spotting, anything in the aviation world. So make sure if you have any questions for us, we'll do our best to get to those today. Mr. Brad Ward, is there anything on top of your mind that you want to address here at the top of the show?
Yeah, so I got three things, actually, very short, hopefully. Number one, well, the first two are John Zeller history items that I think would be really, really interesting for everybody. So if all you young people want to feel old now, today is your day, because today is the 13th anniversary of the Miracle on the Hudson. So
wow, 13 years.
if you all may remember that's been 13 years since the Airbus took off out of LaGuardia and took birds into both engines and ended up ditching into the Hudson River with Captain Sully as the in charge there. And yes, that was 13 years ago. The other interesting item is in relation to our Aussie friends, and this was our Aussie friends, excuse me.
Much better.
This is actually fairly recently. So as 4 days ago was the 89th anniversary of Sir Charles Kingsford Smith making the first commercial flight between Australia and New Zealand. And the airport in Sydney is named after him. Being Kingsford, there's no word on if he's the briquette magnet, but probably not. So yeah, that was the other interesting thing there. Now, the thing I thought that would be kind of cool to talk about here very briefly, and let me pull up a map while I'm talking. So we hear all the time when Kevin is on the north side, you'll hear, especially Southwest and sometimes Delta, you'll hear the controllers say that the flights that are landing are cleared for the reverse, and you'll see it when they're given taxi instructions. And so you might be wondering, what on earth is the reverse? So let me show you this real quick. I am going to share my screen here real quick. Share screen. Share screen. Okay. All right. Does everybody see Google Maps here?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you see about halfway down runway 24 right here, you have a choose your own adventure if you're a crew member. The natural way to taxi off this runway would be to take the high speed, which is this right here. And that's, I believe, taxiway Zulu. But you can, if you're going slow enough at this point, make a sharp turn onto what I believe is taxiway Alpha here. I honestly don't have the name right on top of me. I should have looked at a map before I did this. But here's the trick, is the reason why crews might want to do a quote-unquote reverse and go down this taxiway instead of this one is it actually saves you all of this extra space that you've got to taxi. And if somebody's coming out of the Tibbet or the West Gates and they're trying to be vectored into the flow for departure, or if you've got a wide body arrival, it could just get kind of congested in here. And if you're able to take the reverse, quote unquote, and cross 24 left here, you actually save yourself quite a bit of time on the taxi. Everybody gets to the gate sooner and is a happy camper. So that's your short LAX lesson for the day. When you hear ATC tell a crew that they are quote unquote cleared for the reverse, that is what's going on. They are just trying to take that really sharp turn and that shortcut for the taxi.
Very good.
That's
you
good to know.
do hear that all the time. It's good to know. Just real quick. Jan, always supporting the channel with a $19.99 tip here today. Thank you so much, Jan. Hello from Chengdu, China. I only like airline videos. Well, thank you so much. Can you show international times, not just LA time? Well, Jan, we just, on the new software, we just added the time clock in the lower left-hand corner. we'll work on bringing that even to the next level, which would be including international time. So we've got the Pacific Standard Time now on the new software. You won't see it here today because this is actually the old software. We'll be back with the new software next week, and we've got many new things coming to that software. So we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Jan, always supporting the channel. We really appreciate that. And Gary Suha, real quick, also with one of our Diamond members with a awesome tip. Thank you so much, Gary. Now,
hey,
Kevin, dreamy.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm not hearing the audience, and I think your mic setting is off.
I thought that was just me. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No one else?
Yeah, me too.
That's why I went bing bong.
I think it's coming through your AirPods. Actually, you might want to check your mic setting.
There's enough of us here now that we could all provide actual applause. With a
real applause.
Yeah.
Testing 1 2. Yes. Now here we go.
Yeah.
Real applause from around the room. There we go.
Now Kevin sounds better too.
There's always a gremlin here or there or anywhere. All right, Gary Suha, thank you so much. If you want to hear the there we go. Applause. Beautiful. The studio audience is here. All right. There was a question real quick. I want to get to questions here. Jeff. Question for each of you. What was your earliest model of commercial aircraft you flew on? We'll do this real quick. Earliest model, 727. Rudy?
MD-80.
707.
727.
747.
747.
Jeez. First? Wow. All right. Go ahead, Matt.
A300.
Nice.
777.
The DC-10.
Wow. Well, you guys, that's impressive. First plane ever, 747.
Yeah.
Yeah, but someone somewhere is going, well, I wasn't Takani. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, keep those questions coming. I'm looking through as quickly as I can. A lot of people also tipping in. I want to make sure that we acknowledge those. Sarah, always supporting the channel there in Boston. The $15 tip. Thank you so much, Sarah. Longtime Diamond or Platinum member as well. Greetings from Boston. What is the best camera for a first-time plane spotter? I will be across from Logan Airport. I would assume you're talking video or still. I'm thinking you're probably thinking still, right? Do you guys have any options maybe for both still and video? Best first time, something automatic, not have to think too hard about settings and whatnot. I mean, trust me, I've got our cameras set on auto for the most part for the live streams. It's just there's too much else going on. Go ahead, Nick.
Something you can afford and something with a zoom lens on it, and that's the most important part. If you're out during the day, pretty much any camera you can get now that has an adequate zoom on it is going to do a fantastic job getting pictures. Most of photography is making sure that the light and settings you're using are appropriate for the situation. When you're outside for aviation photography, we're fortunate to be outside most of the time. If the sun is shining and the airplane is out in the sun, it's almost impossible to take a bad picture of it. So get something that you can afford. Lots of local camera shops have great deals on used cameras. I've never been one to spend lots of money on new equipment. And the one that's in your hand is the best camera that you can have. So. And
then focus on the lens in long term. So the body doesn't matter as much, but the lens is the most important because the glass is what gives you the better quality.
Right. If you're shooting with a DSLR, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, if you're looking for a camcorder for video, those go from anywhere from 200 to 1,000. The Palm camcorders, basically what we use on the stream. So yeah, I mean it's Rudy used a high-end Sony A7S, right? A7 III.
Yes, I didn't start with that though, and I was going to suggest the Canon Rebel T6 is a nice starter camera, and it's relatively inexpensive. And I agree with Matt 100%. It's all about the type of lens, and you also have to consider, how far away are you going to be from the airplanes? You'll want something that's going to give you enough zoom power so that you can get up and close with the airplanes. So I would recommend at least a 400 millimeter lens. But I see a lot of plane spotters these days with up to 600 millimeters.
Yeah. Anybody else want to jump in on that? Brandon, what do you use? Canon, right?
Yeah, I still use the Canon Rebel T5. I believe was it Matt? Yeah, I believe.
Matt? Yep.
Yeah, Matt said it. Perfect. It's really about the lens. And, you know, I'm not some big expert, but I am growing and learning more about photography and settings and lighting and, you know, which is the best time to, you know, take photos. And so it's really about the lens. And like everybody agrees here, the lens is what costs the most. So, you know, and then like Rudy said, you know, there's nothing wrong with Canon, you know, T5, T6. It still works for me. So until my pockets get a little bigger to, you know, so.
Trial and error is very important.
That is true.
Kevin, I think I can add a little bit of a tip there. Something to go by is, you know, rule number 1 is if you can, always make sure the sun is behind you. That's like the rule, the main rule when it comes to it, and it will change everything.
Just like you have in that picture right there, you've got it perfect.
Yeah, don't look at this one behind me, please. But yeah, if the lens quality is good, the photos are going to be great. You know, you can have a $1,000 camera, but if the lens isn't good, you're still not going to get great shots. You're better off having the other way around, spending more money on the lens.
Right.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, Sarah, good luck.
So if I could,
Boston.
I know you want to keep going on, but I just want to add one more thing really quickly. Is that Sarah, if you're thinking about a camera that's not a body and lens detached thing, like maybe you just can't take that step right now. The one thing that I would think about in terms of an all-in-one type of operation is you want something that's good, that has good optical zoom and not good digital zoom. Because once you start going into digital zoom, it's going to get grainy right off the bat. So, you know, if you can find a good camera, like Joe Ratzer in the chat is actually mentioning one, the Panasonic Lumix F280. It's got 60 times view of zoom and it's 4K and it's $300. So it's really, something like that is probably hard to beat for somebody that doesn't necessarily want to take that step of like a body that you can attach separate lenses to and things like that.
And you can even use your iPhone. Your iPhone can shoot just as good,
shockingly
as long as you're
good.
up close. Certainly not far away, but
cool.
I see a lot of plane spotters around LAX with just their iPhone or whatever phone they have.
Yeah. No, I mean, as long as you're close enough, the iPhone does an excellent job. Yeah. There's the stabilization for video in the iPhone beats a lot of high-end cameras. So if you can get close enough, I would say if you don't want to spend a lot of money, just use the phone you already have, you know, the camera you already have, which is the iPhone. Yeah.
Kevin, this is the executive producer. Let's get caught up on the tips.
Yes, Samuel with a tip here as well. Been looking forward to this. Great to see the Sky Lounge team stream up and running again. Big thanks to Kevin and Rudy for the great spotting times at LAX over the last couple of days. Boy, we did a lot of live streams. Rudy was on vacation for 3 weeks. He went back to, we lost someone. Rudy was on vacation for like 3 weeks, and Rudy, we did like multi-camera angle coverage like 3 or 4 times in a couple of weeks there. It was crazy. Good times.
Yeah, that was great.
And Sam, it was great spending time with you. Thanks so much for visiting us, to you and Matt. Hope everything's going well there in Australia, as they say.
And our friend Andy and Sammy there in the UK, always supporting, always watching us. You guys are awesome, longtime Diamond members as well. Hi, Kevin and the awesome team you got there. I have gone diecast model mad here with the Qantas A380 in Air Canada, and 2 more next week and more to follow. Are we going to blame Brandon for that, Andy?
It probably didn't help your unboxing of that diecast model, Kevin. That was big time too.
Well, we got more today, so stand by. Don't go anywhere. More unboxing of even more diecast models here today. We're going to drive you all to all the websites. Thank you so much, Andy and Sammy. And William with a $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, William. We appreciate that. All right, one more, and then I think we can get back to some things here. Hold on 1 second here. All right, here we go. Christopher Cotton, longtime Diamond member, longtime viewer of the channel. Thank you so much, Christopher. Reasonable price DSLR camera that can handle both still and video would be best. It's all about the price. Yeah, I mean, there are so many cameras. And one thing, though, I will say this, because we're still looking at getting Rudy a replacement camera for his location. A lot of that stuff is just not, if you're buying it new, a lot of that stuff is still not in stock. They're saying like mid to late January before it gets back in stock. So if you're looking for something new, it's a little, it's it's a little hard to find at this moment, but plenty. Yeah.
I thought Nick's suggestion was great, because not only are you supporting a local camera shop who might be having a great time against the Amazons and B&Hs of the world, but they might actually have something in there that would be perfect for what you need. And, you know, it may not be the shiny, amazing thing that, you know, fresh out of the box and the plastic that you might want. But if it suits the job and you have a little extra cash left over, you're in good shape.
Yeah, and, you know, there's a lot of people, including myself, who, you know, every year, you know, I mean, think about the iPhone. Every year they come out with the new iPhone. You think you got to get the best new iPhone. There's a lot of people out there that will literally spend a lot of money on one camera 1 year, and then the new model comes out the next year, and then they think they got to get that new model. And then they have, you know, this perfectly good camera just sitting around. So, yeah, there's a lot of used stuff on the market, that is for sure. John Gibson back with another $2 tip. I'm telling you, he always supports the channel. John, always supporting the channel. Thank you so much,
Way to go, John. Thank you.
There's some great places, too, that you can borrow lenses. I have a couple places around me, and so you can kind of see what works for you, give it a try, and if it's something that works for you, then you can go out and purchase it. I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
Or if you don't know what it is that you're looking for, sometimes going to those local places, they'll be able to help you out. So.
Real quick, Jan with another tip here today. Jan, you actually get the studio audience clapping this time. What time will the San Francisco video start? How would someone find you? So right now, I talked about this the other day. It's looking as the last week in January. I think it's the 26th, 27th. It'd be a Wednesday and a Thursday, midweek once again, so we can be back here at LAX for the big show on Sunday. We're going to hold off until the announcement mid next week, so we actually have a week out so we can see what the weather's going to be. Right now, it looks like sunshine, like all next week. So hopefully that continues on the week after. Knowing our luck, the last 2 times, we pick a date and that's when it rains. So we're just going to just hold off before we commit on the actual date. But you guys will know within like a week. So thank you so much. And real quick, yes, go ahead.
I think we have a $5 chat. I think I've really done gave somebody the bug here.
Randy.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
You have a tip from Randy.
Randy Schwartz with a $5 tip. Always supporting the channel. Thank you so much, Randy. I have now I have 2 Emirates A380. The Expo livery just ordered the Emirates A380 and the 777 50th year livery, in addition to my others. Thanks, Brandon. I was going to, Randy, she wrote me and said after Brandon opened up the Korean Air A380, she went and bought those 2 Emirates A380s. And that's the 1/200 scale as well.
Yeah, huge.
My goodness.
Yes.
That's as many aircraft
so
as
Randy.
Emirates itself is ordering.
Yeah, really.
So should we talk Australia?
I was going to say, so let's jump back to Tim and Matt. And, live streaming, that's what we do here on Airline Videos Live on top of 4K video. Talk about, if you watch your live streams, you certainly talk that cell service is not as good in Sydney as it may be here in Los Angeles, even though I always complain that it's not very good. But, I mean, certainly, I guess it's not very good. You want to talk about the struggles of live streaming there in Sydney?
Yeah, definitely, Kevin. Look, it's difficult. Like, our download and upload speeds here are pretty horrendous compared to like other places in the world. It's terrifying. When you're watching the camera and you're trying to stream an arrival and you turn back and then your laptop's disconnected.
Yes,
it's horrendous. And your heart sinks and you think, oh no, like everyone's left and all that sort of stuff, and you got to start again, and then it's it's a bit of a stab in the heart. So, but we just get back on the horse, look for a different result, and just do our best. That's all we can do, really.
Yeah, no, I feel your pain. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right.
Matt, do you feel the same way?
Oh, absolutely. I know we've done a lot of testing in the background, just like you guys have, and we've definitely made some improvements compared to where we were nearly, a month and a half ago.
Right.
But yeah, it's just, like Tim said, it is heartbreaking when you're on a roll and then you turn around and it's all done, and it's stuttering so much that there's just no frames happening. So it is difficult, but like I said, with photography, the same as what we do here, trial and error, and you can only improve.
That is true. You got to keep on moving, and that's certainly what we're doing here. We're just trying to keep on improving it. And sometimes you create even more drama, more gremlins come with it, but eventually you just figure it out and you just keep on moving forward. And I always say, you're only as good as your last live stream. We always say that in TV news. You know, you're only as good as your last live shot. You're only as good as your last show, because honestly, no one's really going to remember a week out. You know, I could have had a really bad show last week, and honestly, no one's going to remember that, because if you do 3 or 4 shows a week, you know, it's just, I can't even remember what I did last week. So, so where do you guys see you guys in the future? Where do you see this? You see it happening more often, live stream more often, and growing the channel?
Yeah, Matty, I'll cover that one. Look, at the moment, we're having a bit of a COVID issue. Again, we're having sort of like a third wave at the moment. We've got about 28,000 cases just in my state today. So it has hindered the aircraft movements out the airport. It's been pretty quiet. But look, hopefully things will sort of settle back down by March, they're sort of expecting. And look, we hope to be getting back to that. I've just started a new job, and, you know, kids back at school. So, yeah, fingers crossed, sort of a little bit more by like March, but we can only do what the air traffic lets us do, really. So we're just, you know, doing our best with what we got.
I think also at the moment, like Tim said with the COVID, so we've actually been, we're in 2 different states, so we've actually been separated from each other since about April last year. Okay. Once now that the borders are back open, I'd love to go down, and we're probably going to try and do a similar thing with multi-camera. So we'd love to do that, but until I can get down and things like that, that's kind of where our restriction is. So, but yeah, no, we've done what we can for, you know, with the restrictions in place and the limitations. But no, it's definitely an exciting year for what we can do here in Australia. Definitely.
So what I want to know,
sorry,
but I want to know, what was the genesis of Syd Squad?
Tim, that's you, mate.
Actually, you know, kind of funny you should ask. Like, as Matty and I have been saying, like, we've been plane spotting for around 17 years. So, you know, we're not sort of new to the scene, but, you know, like watching Kevin's stream, like LA is one of my favorite airports outside of the country. You know, I've been to the US 13 times, so I'm not, you know, I love going back there. I'll go there as long as I can, as much as I can. But look, we just started the group actually to do some flight simulator together, and then, you know, we got our inspiration from Kevin and Rudy as well, of course. And then we wanted to try it, and it's sort of just taken off from there. Sort of doing a bit of 2 things. So you know, we're loving it. We're loving the challenge. You know, obviously it comes with its bad parts, but yeah, so that's kind of where it started, really.
And how long have you been doing that?
Oh, Matty, we've probably been doing it about a year and a half.
Yeah, when the new Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, pretty much we did a live stream on the first night. Tim's first takeoff was so good that he actually crashed into the car park. So that was it was only onwards and upwards from there. But no, so we've been doing that, I think, probably since August 2019, Tim. Yeah, 2019. Yep.
Yeah, so
cool.
No, look, it's been great. Like, we're definitely no professionals by any means, but you know, it was merely a visual aspect to talk about aviation in Australia.
Yeah,
and that's sort of, you know, what it stemmed to. So, yeah, like, it's just all it is kind of like this, like an aviation talk show, but we fly. You know, we do flight sim. So
that's very cool.
Yeah, no, it's great. We enjoy it.
I mean, there's a lot of, they're just popping up everywhere. Live streams and cities all around the world. It's pretty awesome. You know, people can just tune in and tune into their local airport. So, so yeah, well, that's awesome. Congrats, you guys. And, you know, just keep on moving forward, you know. That's all the only advice I can give, you know, just keep on going. But I feel your pain when the gremlins show up. That's not the best feeling in the world. Yes, MG Tow Flights with a $2 tip. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And a friend, Don B, there in Phoenix, one of our diamond members as well, with a $7.87 tip. Matt and Tim, I love my trip to Sydney in 2018. What are the current travel conditions to and around Australia? Sheep's Mound was awesome for spotting.
I can probably answer that one. So at the moment, international travel is only for Australian residents or family that have permanent or Australian residents. I don't know when they're going to be opening the borders, but yeah, at the moment it's only for Australians to be able to travel overseas and then come back.
Gotcha.
Hopefully soon, because that will then also, as Tim said, increase our aircraft traffic.
Right. That's it. And Sheps Mound is a great spot. It was named after one of our sort of founding fathers of plane spotting here in Sydney, Bruce Shepherd, who passed away in, I think it was around 2005. So Sydney Airport named the mound after him. So yeah.
Wow.
If you look when the country opens, we'll be happy to have you.
Check it out, because it used to be just a dirt hill, and then Sydney Airport invested a lot of money into it and actually made it a proper spotting location. So that's to show you how important he was to our aviation community.
Oh, very cool.
That's really cool, and it does give me hope because you may have noticed if you look on Google Maps, the park next to In-N-Out that Rudy normally stands in doesn't really have a name, and after the Cranky Flyer Dork Fest, I was like, well, I actually put in there, like, I tried to name it in Google Dork Point Park, so maybe we could actually make that stick. Nick wants that to happen. I could see it in your eyes. We will make it happen.
Nick was there that day, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. One of our Diamond members, also one of our great mods, Kristen Mills, good tip here today. Syd Squad, what's your favorite airline and livery that comes into Sydney that doesn't come to the US? Love your live streams. It's a good question.
Kirsten, thank you for the tip, by the way. Look, I'm going to have to be honest with you. I think my favourite's Air Calin. It's a brilliant scheme from New Caledonia, which is an island about 2.5 hours to the northeast of Australia. But look it up, Air Calin. They operate A330 Neos and A320 Neos into Sydney, and I think that's my favourite. So, good question.
Yeah, thanks for telling us how to pronounce that.
Like,
is it Kalin? Kalin?
Yeah, Air Calin.
That's actually
it's French.
Really. Yes, because of New Caledonia, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, New Caledonia.
Yep. Hence why the aircraft are French registered. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been to Sydney for a little bit, but I think one of the airlines that I love seeing, and maybe if I can change it to the Gold Coast, and that would actually be Scoot. It's a budget airline of Singapore, and they've got 787s, and that's probably my favorite airline to come to my local airport. Beautiful yellow and white aircraft. I don't know if anyone's seen them.
Yeah,
it is a nice one.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen any of those here at LAX anytime soon. What's that, Nick?
That's the one.
Oh, there you go.
Air Calin.
Oh, well, let's see it. Why you hold it up again?
Sorry, I don't. Let's see. There we go. I agree. One of my.
Yeah.
I had to jump up and grab it. It is one of the best.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing, but there you go. Huh?
Cool.
I mean, it reminds me of Hawaiian's livery, kind of, just a little
similar,
bit.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
They know how to paint and brand their airplanes down in that part of the world. It is fantastic. Yep. It's definitely my favorite. I agree. It's my favorite livery. Yeah, the A330 Neo and Air Calin is the most beautiful commercial aircraft flying today, in my esteemed opinion. So I would love to see it. I'll have to come down there sometime and see it.
And Nick with Jet Tip, always keeping us up to date of all the hottest planes coming in and out of LAX, and
Absolutely.
of course all around the US and Canada. Nick, is there anything of interest for us here at LAX in the next day or so?
Yeah, actually, I'm very excited for the big show tomorrow. The Arizona Cardinals should be arriving in their brand new 777 tomorrow.
Very nice.
And that I would imagine that'll be happening during the show. And assuming that both you and Rudy are out, there is no way that they can avoid detection by you guys. So.
No, absolutely not. No
So
way.
that's good.
You hear that, KLM? There's no way of avoiding us.
There's no way.
No way.
It's impossible.
No way.
So I won't jinx you or anything, but it'll for sure be on the stream tomorrow. There's no way it won't happen. I guarantee it. So
Well, tomorrow's going to be a great day. We'll have that. We'll have another Qantas A380 arrival and departure.
that'll be excellent.
It's going to be a big show. Again, once again, starting at 7 a.m. We were talking about this. So, we always start the big show on Sundays at 7 a.m. Now, here's the thing. The Qantas A380 has been departing on the south side on Tuesday and Thursday. More than likely, he will depart on the south side once again. Now, that's almost close to 9 p.m. it's scheduled for 8:30, 8:15. She's been it's been about 8:40 ish departure. So that's going to be a long day. So we're trying to figure out, how does Kevin cover the whole day? It might be over 12 hours long. So we were discussing possibly intermission, bring on the birds. Kevin might have to go take a break and reissue another live stream. So we'll figure it out tomorrow, but don't worry. The live stream will start at our normal time at 7 a.m. for all of you all around the world, and then we'll figure out as the day goes on. So hopefully you guys can all tune in tomorrow for the big show here on Airline Videos Live. Gus.
Hey,
yes, go ahead.
Kevin, I just wanted to say, one capture I think you guys should hopefully get one day is from Brisbane, is a Qantas A330-200.
We have gotten those, yeah.
You have captured it, so you have captured on. Beautiful, cool.
Oh yeah, we even get the One World one, yeah.
That's quite a special thing at the moment, considering they're mainly a domestic aircraft when the borders are open. So I just want to say that, but you've already got it.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I think we pretty much have. I mean, we don't have your 737s, but I mean, when it comes to wide bodies, I think we pretty much got them all here.
Yeah.
Give it time; they're being retired soon.
Yeah. So I remember pre-pandemic that the 330 was operating was for the Qantas 330 was operating Auckland to LAX, and I apologize to all the Kiwis watching. Yes, I said Auckland, and we get all the time. We get people going, "It's not Auckland, it's Auckland." Anyway, so I'm in America, so we'll call it Auckland. But anyway, so this Brisbane thing is relatively new. That is a long way for an A330. Do you know if they did any modifications to the plane? Did they take any seats out or anything?
Tim, do you know? I don't know, but
I think they did. I've got a feeling they did. But they also run the Melbourne to Los Angeles as well, which is actually further than the Brisbane. So
they do Melbourne on a 330?
Yeah, QF 9394. Yeah. So it's a long way. That's actually the longest flight I've ever done from Los Angeles to Melbourne. That was on a 777. So it's a long way for a 330. I don't know what the load restrictions are like, but I think there were pre-service mods for the LA flights.
And it's a long way if you got headwind.
Yeah. And I don't think it's diverted anywhere just yet to Noumea or anything. So.
I mean, if there's one thing that you have going, these flights have going for them is that generally these north-south flights are a little less affected by seasonal and strong jet streams, especially going across the equator, because it seems like at that point you're dealing more with deviations around weather around the intertropical convergence zone and things like that, rather than really strong headwinds or tailwinds. That's why I've noticed it's really interesting that generally these flights to and from Australia are anywhere in the 13 to 14 hour range fairly reliably, whereas a flight, well, let's put it this way, I flew from LA to Hong Kong, and that was over 14 hours, and then 2 weeks later the Hong Kong to San Francisco leg, which is really not much shorter than LA, was a little over 10 hours. So you can get these huge variabilities, especially in the wintertime over the North Pacific, and it seems like you don't really get that so much on these flights that go down under. So, but I do have, along those lines, Kevin, if you don't mind, I do have another question that maybe Tim could answer, or Matt. Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, 1993. I was flying from Bangkok to Sydney on a Qantas 747-400, and that was because my parents had actually moved to Thailand at that point, and somebody thought it would be a great idea to save about $6 by flying from LA to Honolulu to Nadi to Sydney to Singapore to Bangkok. And then going home, I thought I was just saving all sorts of time just by flying from Bangkok to Sydney to LA. So that was way out of the way. But where I'm going with this is on the flight from Bangkok to Sydney, it was right about sunset, and we did a 360-degree turn around Uluru. Do they still do that?
Sometimes. So that's like Uluru, Ayers Rock, that sort of area is commonly used. That and Alice Springs, because they're it's more so Alice Springs, because Alice Springs has got a significantly longer runway, so it can be used as like a waypoint. But the 360-degree turn, I don't think it happens all too often. You know, airlines are trying to cut costs and all that sort of stuff. But look, there could have been. Was it an early morning arrival into Sydney?
No, it was late. It was right about sunset is when we landed in Sydney.
Okay, yeah. No, look, that could have just been like a friendly gesture from the crew, but it has happened before, 100%.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Not to me though.
Yeah, that was really cool. I'll be honest, like even despite my background, I was just a teenager back then. But like, you know, we'd take this steep left bank and we're going around the thing, and it's just like, hey, we're all of us are on this side of the airplane looking that way now. We're all on this side of the plane looking that way. How about some of y'all go back and sit in your seats? But no, it was cool. It was right at sunset. And the more common name for everybody is Ayers Rock. You might know it more as Ayers Rock. And yeah, so that was really, really neat to see. But I just was curious if they still do it.
Oh, I'm sure they do. But you know, it's probably like a whole cost-cutting thing. But we get told we have to call it Uluru here out of respect for the landowners. But yeah, like you guys know it as Ayers Rock. But yeah, Uluru is the one.
All right, real quick, I get these up to date here. Millie Mack for this super sticker. Thank you so much, Millie. Always supporting the channel. We appreciate that. Amy. Hi, Amy. One of our YouTube members of the $5 tip. Amy, is your mom watching? That's my first question. Greetings from Boston. Question for any of you. What got you interested in aviation and plane spotting? Thanks for the great show. Well, thank you so much, Amy. I'm serious. Is your mom watching today? Hi, Mom. Are you watching? All right. If she's not watching today, Mom, you have to watch tomorrow. All right. Anybody want to jump on that question from Amy?
I'll put my hand up.
Yeah.
Hello, Mum and Dad. I know they're watching. First off. Hello, yes. From a very young age, my dad would take me to the airport every Sunday. So we would sit at the Gold Coast airport and watch the planes come in. And my pop was in the Air Force, so that was that. And my house actually was 5 minutes from the airport. So every morning I would wake up and I would smell that jet fuel. And that's pretty much where it started. And then in about 2006, that's when I started taking photos, and it just hasn't stopped since then. But yeah, so mainly my parents are the reason for my plane spotting and aviation love.
Gus, how about you, Gus? We haven't heard from you much today. What was your love with aviation? Where did it start?
Okay, I blame that to my mom, because my mom, in my household, my mom would be for airplanes, my dad for trains. So
sounds like my dad, yeah.
My mom would take me to the airport, to LAX actually.
Oh, wow.
And we would be at close to the old tower. And we would see approaches, landings, and walk around there. And then she got me into airplane modeling, building them.
Wow.
And that's how I started until today.
Yeah, we were talking about those models, I think, in the last show. You know, the little decals. Is that the ones you're talking about? The little decals with the little tweezers and get stuck on everything, and then they tear and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Responsible for hours of therapy.
Yes. And they still make those, believe it or not. Same pattern, same everything. Smee, what about you?
Yeah, I kind of always liked airplanes, but it was actually Tiki, that started taking me, and I think that he just intended to take me for like one time and see how it goes. And I'm like, this is so fun. Let's keep coming back. And I mean, we just kept going to different airports and trying to see different planes and different liveries. And that just kind of became the thing that we did all the time.
Excellent. Of course, you guys know my story. Rudy, we've kind of talked about you. You have an interesting story around it as well.
Yeah, I've shared this before, but I'll go ahead and share again. It actually started it was kind of weird actually, because I had found out that there was a plane accident near where I used to live. I just moved, but where I used to live, there was a plane accident, and that really just kind of put me on edge. And I started looking up YouTube videos on, how do planes have accidents and how does that happen? And of course, I started watching the Flight Channel and watching accident investigation videos. And from there, I just started looking at just plane spotting videos because, YouTube recommends different videos based on what you watch. And I came across airline videos and decided one day to go to the airport, and that was in 2019. So that's when my hobby of plane spotting started. And I didn't really know what I was doing at the time, but I started taking pictures of airplanes and videos, and then I started hanging out with some friends. We'd go out to the airport, and then, of course, you all know the story. I met Kevin, and here we are.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Brandon, we've kind of talked about this before. Mm-hmm. You want to just kind of give us a brief history on your aviation love?
Yeah, it's same thing. My dad, I think like Gus said, blame it on his mom more, but I blame it on my dad more because just like everybody said, from a kid, every Sunday I would go out and after we come from church and whatnot, and we go see the planes, and then my dad would always get us In-N-Out burger, and my dad actually worked at the airport. I don't know exactly what he did during his time there, but it's just he got me into planes. First, it was the Snap-on Sky Marks. Right. I didn't really care for the ones that you had to put together. I didn't, and then I guess he had these special hobby stores where he got me into the die-cast. And then another interesting fact about me is when I was younger, my room right here, I used it to build a whole replica of LAX. And I tore it down, and I feel so bad about that. But you can ask my mom, who's watching right now. But yeah, it's just it grew into what you see now, and that's why I'm a ramp agent. That's just the whole spiel and all that. So from a passion, plane spotting, to a passion to who knows next. So yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear the actual planes. That's how close we are to LAX. I'm sitting here feeling the rumble of a plane. I'm thinking, are they in reverse ops? Because that's the only time I actually really hear it really loud is when they actually fly over me instead of flying out instead of flying over. Nick, your love for aviation. You even brought that. Love for aviation. You made it into a business, and here you are.
It's turned into a full-time job now, which is very cool and also very strange. But anyway,
it's a must. It's a must.
It is. Well, first, I have to say hi to Matt and Brandon's moms. Hello. And also, the other, somehow I got looped in at Minneapolis, the Antonov AN-225, which is the world's heaviest aircraft that was flying at the time. The big Antonov, the one with 6 engines, the big shoulder blades, the one that was designed to carry the Soviet version of the space shuttle around, and the other various space shuttle components for the Buran launch system in the Soviet Union. Somehow I caught wind that was flying to Minneapolis. I thought, well, that'd be cool to see fly over with the kids. We were big train nerds. We still are, but I had taken them out to watch trains before. Had never watched airplanes before. We went out to a playground that was near MSP. The kids had a great time. We saw a giant airplane fly over, and it scratched the same itch that train watching did. It's a big, cool machine. It's coming from someplace far away. There's a geographic component to it. It was just super cool. The amazing engineering and being able to see all of that. And the bug, that's when it really bit me. And the rest is history, just like with you guys. So very cool.
Excellent. And Tim, what about you?
Yeah, so mine sort of started. My dad actually worked for Ansett Australia. They're unfortunately not around anymore, but they're a big player in the market here in Australia. So that got me into it. My mum works for Qantas. I worked for Virgin Australia for 11 and a half years, and I've just joined Sydney Airport now. So it's in my blood, and it will be always in my blood. So yeah. So it's I can't get rid of it. I've been plane spotting for about 17 years. And
no, you can never get rid of it, can you?
Never get
always
sick of
there. No. And Brad, we've talked about this with you as well.
Yeah, everybody's
been around it for a long time.
Yeah, it started with moving to Egypt when I was 7 years old, and my dad's job, and he was an engineer for a large oil company, so we wandered around a fair bit and got to do a lot of traveling, and so I got to go overseas a lot and see a lot of cool stuff, and also mainly like sitting on my balcony in Cairo and on the approach path to the Cairo airport and just seeing all sorts of cool stuff. And that's actually, you you've seen me just kind of freak out over that Saudia 777 in the retro livery.
Ooh.
And that's like I want to see that so bad because it just takes me right back to seeing their planes, especially their Elton 11s in the mid 80s landing in Cairo in that exact same paint scheme. And
Wow.
yeah, so that will be cool to see when it finally shows up
Yeah,
in
I was
LA.
gonna say it has not shown up at LAX.
Nick, let us know, man. I know you'll be first on.
Yeah, no, Jet will keep us up to date.
I'm pulling the strings, but
Please.
That will be the day that I get that frantic phone call from Brad and said, "You are getting out there. Today's your day off, but no, I'm sorry, you're out there live."
Exactly.
And
Jan, please.
Jan with another tip here today. Thank you so much. This question is for Tim and Matt. Does Cathay Dragon Airline fly into Australia? Are they even still around anymore? I thought they didn't make the pandemic, right? Didn't get through.
Cathay Dragon never flew services to Australia, but a lot of their aircraft are stored in Alice Springs. Yeah.
Oh,
but they never flew here. Yeah, they're only for sort of like regional Asia, that sort of thing. So, but they never flew services here. It was just Cathay.
But are they ever coming back? I thought that they were pretty much, it was done and over with. That they weren't gonna.
Good question.
Yeah.
TBD.
And Golfing Jamie the Photog always supporting the channel. Also one of our YouTube members. Greetings from SFO. Another beautiful day. Oh, that's Jamie saying, Kevin, another beautiful day here at SFO. Get your behind here to SFO.
Yeah. The weather's been much nicer. It's been much nicer, so fingers crossed.
I know. Well, you know how it is. You know, I'll say, all right, well, we're going to be there the 26th and 27th. That's going to be the next major winter storm of the year. So
you just got to get the Airline Videos Live meteorological team on the case. You know, the ones that sent you out in the rain with Rudy?
Yeah, we need to rehire them first.
Yes, the one that said the rain will be gone by 11 a.m. No, it got harder at 11 a.m. Yes. Thankfully, none of the equipment was destroyed that day. One of the laptops did suffer an issue, but you'll be amazed. I'm actually using the laptop that was out there that day. I can't take it out in the field anymore, but as long as it's plugged in, it works perfectly fine here. So, which is all good.
I have another question for Tim, and this is just your experience reminded me of this, and this is not. I'm not asking for inside information or anything like that. But just your speculation, maybe. So now Qantas has a monopoly on long-haul travel in the Australian market, with the exception of the other countries' airlines. Are we ever going to see Virgin Australia try long-haul again?
Simply put, yes. Tokyo and Los Angeles will return. Speculation is obviously, I don't really like speculation, but I believe that they'll be served by Dreamliners at some point in the next 12 to 18 months.
Ooh, Dreamliners.
Not anytime soon, but I believe that they'll be Dreamliners. So yeah, to Los Angeles and Tokyo. That's what I think.
Tim, Bain, Bain Capital own Virgin Australia. They already own a 787, is that right? Or is it two 787s?
I think there was supposed to be two, but yeah, it's kind of old news at the moment. But I think it's all speculation at the moment. But
speculation, of course. But
we'll wait and see.
Apparently they bought two, then they're still being used by Virgin Atlantic. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Cool. That'll be nice to see.
Don B back with another tip here today. Thank you so much, Don. Also one of our Diamond members. Registration N867DA. The Cardinals plane has repositioned from Phoenix to Pinal Air Park. Hope goes tomorrow instead of tonight. Saw it, and it's really pretty livery. So is that where it's being stored there in Pinal?
Yes.
The air park there? Okay.
That's where Delta sent it.
Okay.
That's where it hangs out when it is not in use. So, but then the team flies out of PHX.
Right. Well, hopefully we. What time is the game tomorrow? I haven't even checked. Is it
the game is on Monday? So.
Oh, it is on Monday. Okay.
Yeah,
so
they'll fly. They'll fly tomorrow. They won't fly tonight. I wouldn't worry about it.
Right. Okay. And Mike Keller with a $9.99 tip here today. Also, one of our YouTube members, Matt and Tim, have you had a chance to visit Alice Springs and see all the stored aircraft during the pandemic?
We spoke about it.
But border closures kept us out. Unfortunately, for the most part of the COVID situation, we haven't been able to leave our state. So unfortunately we can't get into the Northern Territory, but like I think we can now, but a lot of the stuff's already left. Like the 380s are pretty much gone, and you know, it's in my situation I can't really get out there. But yeah, I've got 2 little kids to look after, so I'd have to take them all and forget about it. My wife wouldn't let me.
Speaking of, I see a lot of people in the chat are asking if our friends Matt and Sam, Australian plane spotters that were here over for 2 days. They came in on Tuesday on the Qantas A380 and they left on Thursday night on the Qantas A380 back to Sydney. People asking, did our friends get back to Australia safe and sound? You want to talk about that, Rudy?
Oh, yeah, no. Sorry,
Matt.
No, I was just going to say yes. I saw that they're back, but Rudy, go.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, and actually Matt stuck around in Sydney and did some plane spotting before he headed back to Melbourne. So, yeah.
I am telling you, he is the hardest working plane spotter I know. You know, I joked about it. I said, you guys, he's literally going to get off the plane and he's going to go right to work. I mean, when he came here 2 years ago, when I first met him, I met him along Lincoln Boulevard. First time meeting him, he'd been there all day long. He was there. I left maybe about 8 o'clock. He was there, I think, until almost 2 a.m. in the morning, still shooting along Lincoln Boulevard. You know, it's not the safest place in the world. But we went and visited him at the H Hotel the other night, and he just kept on shooting. We had to drag him away. So for him to get off of a long flight off the A380 and then continue plane spotting does not surprise me one bit. So I know Matt's probably watching. So it was great to see you guys. I'm glad you guys got home safe. Brian Bruce with a tip here as well. Thank you so much, Brian. We all love the heavies, but what is your favorite narrow body plane? Thanks for the great Sky Lounge tonight. No, thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Anybody want to touch on that? Best or your favorite narrow body plane?
What is that?
737.
The guppy.
Speaking of, we just put on a new 4K video. I shot it yesterday.
I saw that.
The new Alaska Airlines Orca livery.
That would be a very good. That would be a contender if you're looking for a specific aircraft to be your favorite narrow body. I've never thought about that. That's a fantastic AvGeek special livery curveball to eliminate the heavies from contention.
Well, everybody knows it's the 757-200. The end. We can move along.
Absolutely.
Are we talking about current or just overall? Because I mean, I always talk about my favorite is the 727-200 or the 737-200. I like those old Boeing planes for sure.
I just think the 737 is because it's the workhorse. No matter what country it's in, it takes off an hour later, it's back on the ground.
Right.
They turn it around an hour and does the same thing. And I just think it is just the best workhorse in the world.
Or now 7 hours later, because that thing has 3,500 nautical mile range with the max now. So
that's true.
So here in North America, you probably see more Icelandair 737s than you do 757s anymore. And they fly them to Seattle and Portland from Keflavik in Iceland. So they have some pretty long legs. Turkish does too. Turkish has 7+ hour legs on that airplane to West Africa. So it's crazy.
Yeah, you know, speaking of, when we're talking about this in the future of Boeing, what do you think Boeing's next jump is? Because they gotta somehow come up with something to replace the 757. Or do you think they're just going to take the old 757 and upgrade it a little bit, or do you think they're going to design something completely new and surprise everyone? What do you guys think?
I thought you were going to say into bankruptcy.
Let's hope not.
I think they're just going to stick with their product. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You think they're going to just stick with the 737 Max? Well, I mean, I thought you was talking about the 757.
Well, I mean,
they can't restart the 757 line. That ship has sailed. So that's the problem that they have. The other issue in my mind is that airlines have learned that they can be quite content with the A321, especially the XLR, to replace a lot of the longer legs that 757 was doing. Boeing's got some issues. They got to figure something out. What I really think that is they might end up doing, we'll see, is a miniature 787 that can fly 4,000 miles and carry a decent load. That's kind of what's needed right now. Something that can carry 200 people or less from, say, Los Angeles to Tokyo. That's the kind of plane.
I hope they don't do that on an A321 like they do from. What is that?
You just keep adding fuel tanks. That's all you got to do. Just keep adding fuel tanks.
like that JetBlue Mint. Oh my God.
So London, yes.
Yes.
I do think overall, I hate to say it, and maybe I really hope I'm wrong, but the days of a lot of these really long flights being on wide body airplanes is coming to an end. And that's going to be kind of annoying from a passenger perspective, because even just that mental idea of like, look how wide this airplane is, I could go walk over there if I wanted to, kind of goes away. But the you cannot underestimate the efficiency of these narrow body airplanes. And where there's still going to be a market for it, obviously, the 777 will be around for a long time, and the 787 will be around for a long time, and the 350 and probably the 330 Neo to some extent. But don't be shocked if you start seeing in 10, 15 years some flights that you once saw on a really big airplane fly on not such a big plane anymore. And in a way, we're going back to the future, because that was the 707 and the DC-8. Originally.
Well, I was just going to say, I feel like I've heard this before. I feel like in the early 90s, everything was going small. And then all of a sudden, in the early 2000s, everything, was going big again. I feel like it's a constant, wave, Well,
if you
we
think
may be
about
going
it,
to small, but I think at some point, we're going to be like, the passengers are going to be like, this is too cramped for me. I want a little more space. I want a lounge. I want, an apartment. I think people are still going to want that.
To an extent, the question is if people will pay for it. That's what it boils down to. And when push comes to shove, who has the cheaper tickets? That's kind of, I think, the underlying reality of the whole thing, unfortunately. But that being said, I do think you're seeing this, like with Brandon mentioned with the Mint on the A321 XLR. That looks pretty sweet. Copa on their Maxes has a really nice looking first class with lie flat seats. So there's things you can do with this narrow frame to kind of mitigate some of that crampedness. And I think we'll see more of that, honestly. But as far as the big and small, I think the showdown from that was Airbus betting on the A380 and Boeing betting on the 787. And it looks like that's the one bet that Boeing has won in the past 15 years.
Changing subject just real quick. This is for you, Nick. Our friend Robert there in Sweden. Hi there, everyone. Will JetTip start up an app in Europe? That would be perfect. By the way, I hope the SAS A350 will have a special livery at the next plane. Maybe the first livery, Viking colors. Now, that would be awesome.
Do they still have the A330 SAS? I missed that one.
I do believe they do. Yes, they're no longer the A340s. I still believe they still have the A330s. At least.
My fault.
Get those orange. Get the orange. Engine cowlings back on them too.
Oh my God!
Yes. Will JetTip ever be in Europe? I hope so. JetTip is just me and a software developer. I try to pay as little as I can, as infrequently as I can. So we'll see. It's a lot for me to be able to do, but I would try. I would love to have coverage in Europe. Part of the issue there is that the amount of flight data and the quality of the flight data that is available for anyone to buy is of varying quality depending on what country you're in. So I'm not sure what the specific case in Sweden is. I will look at it. I don't believe I've had a request for Sweden specifically before, but yes, I would love to be able to make everybody a customer. So I'm doing my best, but it takes time because it's just me.
Awesome job.
Yeah. And Nick, you've got about 200 people in Australia and about 100 people in New Zealand watching right now. We're saying, don't tell me about Sweden. Tell me about down here.
I've been told my flight data provider is FlightAware, and they tell me that they have very good data coverage in Australia and New Zealand. So
it's excellent.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah. So not that you guys have a vested interest in it or anything, but yes, Australia, New Zealand. Yes, we'll see. Fingers crossed that could happen soon.
All right, excellent. Always got to keep moving forward.
Yes.
Michelle RS, one of our awesome Diamond members, also one of our great mods, part of the mod squad with a $20 tip, saying, I think you should do a girls sky lounge. Hashtag girls are people too. Hashtag girl mod squad.
Okay,
Yes.
let's do it.
Hey. And on
I
that,
feel a little lonely up here. So.
Now, Michelle, we did put the offer for all of our mods to be on the show today. Where are you, Michelle?
I'm glad you said that because I was going to.
I was also gonna say the invite
Come
did
on,
go
Michelle.
out. Please
Yes,
sign up
Michelle.
next time.
well, I have a note here. I don't know if you guys saw. I have a note here. My mom slipped it to me in the door,
Uh-huh.
and she wants me to read this to everybody here. She said, "Hello to Kevin and all the plane spotting community. I enjoy listening to all of you. You are very knowledgeable. It is definitely a special community with a diverse language, all on their own." She wrote this pretty fast. Bear with me. With a language all your own, I guess. So, I like seeing a for what'd she say? No. I like speaking a foreign language because she's a teacher. She speaks a couple different languages. I see great things for you as you continue to grow and doors open of opportunity. Much love and blessings to you all. Keep climbing and keep moving forward. So that was
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you to your mother.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
And she's probably talking
about
about the Av geek language.
Yes,
we're talking about things that are just
Oh,
flying
yeah,
over a lot
yeah.
of people's heads. Yes.
Not the Aussie slang that she can't understand.
Yeah, so that
And
was
stand
from
by.
Mom, so.
Stand by. Brandon, get your model ready because we're coming up to that time where we've got about
Okay.
Hey, it's getting
20
to be
minutes
go time
left.
here.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I got two. Is that
stand
all right?
by. Well,
Or you
we'll
want
do the A380. Because the A380, I'm
Okay.
sure. Well, I don't know which the other one. I mean, what's the second one? You didn't even tell me which the second one was. What is that?
There's too much glare. It's hard to see.
Star Alliance Air
Right.
China.
Star Alliance A330.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
wow. Beautiful.
Wow.
We got
Well,
time for both.
Yeah, we could do both. All right, real quick. Cali Railfan 665 with a tip here as well. Hey Kev, do you have a camera to recommend? Because I'm planning on getting another camera. If you're talking about video cameras, you can go to airlinevideos.com, click on the FAQ section. We list all the cameras, the 2 cameras that we currently use. If you're talking about video, if you're talking about still, go back a little bit into today's show. We certainly talked about still cameras as well. As we said, whatever camera you have on you is probably the best at that moment.
Indeed.
And don't discount your phone because the phones
Yes.
are pretty snazzy these days.
Exactly. Robert's back once again. SAS got the A330 and A350 and long haul. Also, the Airbus A321LR for the east coast of USA in a few months. The A340 are gone due to the COVID. Thanks to the reply. That's right. You guys just got those A321LRs. I saw that popping up on my Facebook feed. Very nice.
Kevin, this is executive producer. If you could jot down Robert as a future guest for the Sky Lounge, it'd be great.
Well, I've got Robert and his whole family as members. They all are members here on the channel. It's amazing. So thanks you guys so much. And they're coming out to LA too.
Oh, are those A340s completely gone?
Yes. I've got a few 4K videos of those.
Wow. So no more, huh?
So I think Lufthansa is the only airline flying A340s now.
Somebody, Carlo.
Kevin,
That's a T.
they're waiting for you, dude.
I'm like, am I back at Imperial Hill? All right. So I guess, let's. You guys feel like some opening up, unboxing of some models? I mean, this is kind of the things people are looking forward to now on the show, Brandon. So which one you got first here?
You know what? And I want to apologize to everybody again. I swear to you, I will get my lighting a lot better on the next one. I'm very, I need to
I have noticed you have a lot of people shouting out the Rams, though, so you got that going for you.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I got this one a couple weeks ago. So everybody's been asking about this one, and I hope you guys can see it. But this is the ANA A380, and maybe so like but it's the turtle. It's not the turtle, but you guys know which one it is. Hold on,
Yeah.
Honu.
Yeah, there you go.
Who makes this? Who makes this?
JC Wings.
JC Wings. Our friend at JC. Yes, JC Wings.
So, yeah. So I'm going to
So
open it up
Honu is
here.
the name for the sea turtle in Hawaiian, and so ANA we called the three of them Honu because those are specifically designed to fly to Honolulu.
Wow.
And because Honu are cool. If you're ever actually at the beach snorkeling around, there's actually a really good chance that one will come check you out or swim by you. It is really freaky at first because you're like, why is there a creature right near me? But then when you realize what it is, it's really cool.
Cool.
Now, if that happens in Australia, you might be dead in about 5 minutes. Because
100%.
Yeah, they're venomous down there.
I was talking to Matt and Tim earlier, and I said, you guys are known for having some of the most deadliest snakes, and I just don't know if I could come down there. But yeah, this is it right here, and I'm not going to hold everybody long. I already kind of opened it before, but so this is it. I'm going to pull it out and try to be careful. Try to be careful because, we talked about last time how people break stuff. And, I don't want to be my own worst enemy here, so this is it right here. I don't know if you guys can see it because it's glaring, but please forgive me. But
that is so cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, and I think Kevin is heavier than the A380 Korean that I have. They just get
heavier.
Yeah, it feels like it's heavier. I don't.
Oh, because the other one was made by Gemini Jets, right?
Yeah, that one was Gemini Jets.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
No, that's JC Wings too.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
but this is the Honu. Honu.
Yeah.
So yeah,
another new language.
Don't worry,
That's
we'll have
beautiful.
Kevin working on Honu here pretty soon.
Yeah.
With that being said, do you think there's no chance they could ever send one of those to LAX just because of they feel like it? I mean, they technically could, right?
Technically, here's the problem: is that you have a crew that's only A380 qualified. And so if you fly that plane to LAX, you have to have another crew be able to fly it back out, which means you have to deadhead the crew originally that's going to fly it out to LAX beforehand and give them enough rest.
Yeah.
So chances are you won't see it. I would never say never, because one thing we learned about the past 2 years is that you see all sorts of weird planes in funky places. But I would say that that's probably really not going to happen.
Because I didn't think we were going to get the R2-D2 Dreamliner from ANA, and bingo, here it is. So you never know. ANA, if you're watching, they're big fans of the channel, by the way.
Yeah, send Honu. Honu to LAX.
Please send at least one of them.
Yeah.
All three.
Yes.
I'm
We
supposed
want
to be
them lined up at the Tibbet, like just boom, 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 perfect.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yes.
I'm supposed to be in Honolulu in about a month, and I just checked the ANA website, and sadly, they are not scheduled to fly. They're still grounded due to COVID. So,
wow.
Sadly,
they've
I will
been
not be
doing
able to see
tourist
them.
flights. They've been doing
They're
basically
nice.
flights to nowhere in Japan.
Get that next box open, Brandon. Let's see it.
Yeah, let's see
Yes.
it.
Okay. So this is my this is the last one for the day, and this is you guys can see it. Someone will be in my inbox talking about my lighting. But this is
There you go.
Oh, that's the A350-900 in the Star Alliance Air China.
Cool.
Oh,
Wow.
I love. Yes, that's a beauty.
So let's open this one up, and I ripped the box on that. I'm starting to respect the box a lot more. I really am. So
Someone is asking if these are 1 to 200 or 1 to 400. These are 1 to 200. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 to 200, and here it is right here.
Wow.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
There you go.
I'm sorry, and who's the
Attach the
manufacturer in
wheels?
this too?
This is in flight.
In flight. Okay.
Yeah, the box. This is in flight, and they're pretty expensive, but they're really good models. So
Wow.
yeah,
Very cool.
So there you go. Yeah.
Very nice.
Thanks for
So
sharing.
giving them
All right,
tips.
so just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
I can just hear the cash register sound going off everywhere right now.
I know Kevin will like this one. I got one more coming, and this one was it's hard to find, but I got the Orange Pride coming now. So
JC
nice.
Wings?
yeah,
How did you find that?
I
They
found
don't even
that
manufacture that anymore.
eBay.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, they took me 4 rounds of boxing to get it. So
I when I talked to JC Wings, I said, can you guys kind of just start a new a line of the Orange Pride? Can you just send that back to the manufacturer and get that going again? I mean, that's instant money for them. I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
oh yeah.
Real quick, Bob Custer becoming a silver member here on the channel. Thank you so much, Bob. We appreciate that. And Cali Rail fan 665 back with another tip here today. FYI, Brandon, let's go Rams. What do you think? You think they're going to go to the Super Bowl in their home turf here?
They're looking pretty good right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, hopefully,
One game at a time.
Chris in that new stadium.
Yes, absolutely. And Christopher Cotton, real quick, Christopher Cotton with a tip again. Hey, Kevin, I may consider coming out to LAX sometime during the first part of 2022 and join you and Rudy to do some plane spotting on Imperial Hill. Well, come on out. A lot of people coming from all around the world saying hello. I know you're in Pasadena. You're not too far. Matt will be here in October.
Yeah, booked flights 2 days ago, so I'll be there in October, guys. So.
Oh, that's right. Awesome. You mentioned that on the live stream the other day. Well, congrats.
Look forward to, hopefully we can hang out. Look forward to it.
Oh, we'll be here.
You can count on it.
Smee, I'll see you up in SFO, hopefully.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
hopefully. The birds have been preparing forever
I
for
know.
the halftime show, and we're long overdue to come back to LAX too. So hopefully that will happen this year.
Yeah, I know. Bet's been telling me. It's like the flock's waiting for you. Don B back with another tip here today. Can you address the scale of diecast models? 1/200th, 1/400, etc. Don't want to order something that won't fit through the front door. I mean, I think 1/200th is probably the perfect size. To me, 1/400 is just a little too small. That's 1/400, right, Nick? That you have?
Yeah, this is a 1/400. Let's see. So that's about the size. That's about the size of my hand. And I liked 1/400 because they're a little less expensive, and you can fit a lot of these on a shelf, and it doesn't feel like. Right, an airport won't, but you can fit a few of them if they're just sitting side by side. And it costs less than a car payment to buy one, so that's also a plus.
And Rudy that's a 1/400th as well. So Brandon, can you take out your Air China and kind of hold it up to your hand, because I think that would be a good. So that's 1/400. That's a 777. Nick had an A330.
Yep.
And Brandon has an A350, so it's kind of all in the same range for the most part.
Oh yeah.
There you
Is
go.
that a 130?
200.
Or
that
200?
is a 1/200 in a 737.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yep.
Yeah. That's Gemini, right?
So here's the interesting part about scale, is what Matt is holding up and what Brandon is holding up are the same scale. So if those two airplanes in real life were sitting next to each other,
right,
that's the comparison that they would be in size. So that's good.
Yeah, it's really fun to have a collection that's all the same scale, because you can see how they relate to each other size-wise. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
There's also the other thing that you might want to keep in mind is that the 400s are typically they're made out of metal, and then the 200s or the different sizes, 200s, 130s, they're generally made out of plastic. And that's not to say that the plastic is cheap. I mean, you're looking what Brandon's got. There's nothing not precision about that. That's pretty fascinating. There's a segment of the collectors, I think, that like the 400s also, because it's well, if anybody's into model trains, it's kind of it's like the N scale. Like there's something about having all of that detail down into something so tiny that a lot of people like really dig. So if you're looking for something like that, then that's where you're going. If you're looking to have your background look like Brandon's there, and he's got to figure out where he's going to put these new ones, then you want the big boys.
Yeah.
Robert Smith, our friend Robert's always helping us out in the field as well. Thank you so much, Robert. Also one of our YouTube members. For Tim, flight lessons for Matt.
Everyone kind of makes fun of Matt about his flying skills on Flight Simulator.
On Flight Sim, yeah. Not in real life.
I'd like him to be able to fly down to Sydney one day and see me. We haven't seen each other in a couple of months, so.
Do any of you guys fly for real?
No. I tried a little bit about 15 years ago, but it was too expensive. So.
And as you can tell by Robert's tip, you don't want to see me fly in real life. If my flying in real life is anything like Flight Sim, we do not want that.
And Cali Rail Fan is back again with another tip here today. Fun fact, if you knew me when I was 4, keep your KAL and a Sharpie away from me.
What more can you say, huh?
This goes back to our conversation last week.
Yeah.
Do not let your children
near
the planes. Keep it away from the kids.
Yeah.
or your ex-girlfriends.
Exactly. John Gibson back with another $5 tip. Always supporting the channel. Thank you so much, John. Let's go Rams. Absolutely. And our friend Alpha Bravo, longtime viewer of the channel, also one of our Diamond members, with a tip here as well. Shout out to Brandon's mom and Kevin. When can we buy Yankee Tangy hot sauce from the Airline Video store?
That sounds
like next Christmas.
Maybe not the sauce, but I see a T-shirt there.
I'm waiting for the candles.
Yes, there's a lot. And speaking of merch, I just got some stuff in today. We're starting to get the Nighthawk. This is one of the bags. Wow. Very cool bag. The Nighthawk, this is the mug, the smaller mug. It's like the Airline Videos Live logo on the back.
Very nice.
Awesome mug. And I shouldn't show you this because they're actually out of stock and the manufacturer's kind of back ordered right now. But the mouse pad.
Oh.
The mouse pad. The mouse pads are kind of out of stock right now, so I apologize. Anybody did order, and there's a few of you have gotten an email saying, I got everything else, but where's the mouse pad? The manufacturer's working on it, so I apologize. I think
I'm gonna need one of those.
Yeah.
That's the camo Nighthawk, Brandon. That's the camo model. That's the camouflage model.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's on there. You just can't see it because it's night.
And speaking of other merch, we just added Boop the Snoot. I always say that. Boop the Snoot. Boop. And those are awesome as well. So go
we're
check
teaching
out
Kevin all of this new child lingo. That's good.
Come here, Sammy.
I just ordered one. The Boop the Snoot stuff got me. I ordered one. myself.
Thank you. It's a cool design. Again, designed by our friend Karine Antonelli, who also designed the United Her Art Here, New York, New Jersey livery there on that awesome 757, which is basically one of the few models that I actually have myself, the 1 in 200 scale from JC Wing. So that is the plane that she designed, and she designs all of our merch here on the channel. So thank you guys for checking that out.
And Kevin, this is executive producer here. This next tip, you're going to need to have him email us. Go ahead.
Okay. Russell with a $5 tip. ADI here. We are the distributor of Gemini Jets and JC Wings, and of course the airplane shop too. Wow, Russell.
Wow.
Very cool.
Email us.
Hello. Hello, Russell.
I'll tell you, Russell, the last time we did this, Brandon opened up that Korean Air A380, and I swear, to this day, I still get emails, and people talk about it in the chat. They had to go buy models. So...
Yeah,
it's quite interesting. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Go buy your airplanes. Go buy the jet tip. Go buy the merchandise. Please.
Info at airlinevideos.com. We would have an interesting chat.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Russell. We appreciate that. And our friend Phil Gibbs, always supporting the channel with one of our Diamond members as well. We'll be there in March to see Bet and Lucy too. Oh, and you too, Kevin and Rudy. Well, we'll see you, Phil. Jeez, a lot of people coming out and saying hello.
Awesome.
Bet is the Hawk, by the way, just so everyone knows.
I take it. Bet Midler really had an impact on you because I didn't know there was a Hawk named after Bet.
I didn't name that. Bet is still taking my change thanks to the party on top of the parking garage that day. Brandon, you were there that day.
And the DJ never gave me the playlist. I need to talk to him because I gave $10.
Bette Midler was on that playlist.
Yes.
That's all you need to know.
She's laughing all the way to the bank. Andy, back with another tip here today. Andy and Sammy there in the UK. Thank you so much. My die-cast models I got are pounds, $18.99 each, or 24 pounds. That's not too bad. That sounds like that sounds like more like a Herpa wings. And those of those go even smaller, right? That's like what, 1 in 100th or 1/50th?
500, something like that.
Yeah, 500. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so that's like $32 and $40, I think, is $42 as well.
I wish these cost that much.
And Don B back with another tip here today. Thank you so much, Don. Also one of our Diamond members. Equal time. Let's go Cardinals. Oh, that's a matchup. It's kind of like my old city versus my new city. But you said that's Monday, so maybe Monday I can have time off. Oh, no. We're doing a test stream. Anyway. Uh-oh. Did we lose someone?
We lost Nick.
All right.
We don't have the full bunch here.
He went to go talk to Europe.
Oh, there he is. All right.
I got one more and then I got a question.
Cali Railfan 665 back with another tip here today. Man, I messed up my dad's Korean Air A380. I tried turning it into the Eva Air Hello Kitty plane. Oh my gosh.
What?
Now that is funny. Do you have any photos of that? That is classic. Yes.
We need to have a talk.
Yeah, that is funny.
So Kevin, I know we're steering in the general direction of winding down. There are three questions though for our Aussie friends that I want to make sure that we get asked and answered, because these are critical. So, so the first one for Matt being, how did the two of you hook up with this, and so did you decide? Did he ask you to join Syd Squad, or was this sort of like just a mutual decision for you to start working for him?
Oh, look, honestly, Tim was begging for me. No, not really. No. Tim, like I said, Tim and I, we've been mates for what, Tim, 2008? Yeah, it would have been 2007, 2008. Yep. And when Flight Sim came out, I was like, mate, we really need to start streaming this, because we used to do a bit of Twitch with Call of Duty and stuff like that. And we're like, look, let's just go on YouTube. Let's just do some Flight Sim. And Tim was like, yeah, let's give it a go. And I think that's pretty much how it all started, isn't it, Tim? Then we started to make a little community from YouTube. We've got a Discord just like you guys, and that's been quite good for us. And then it just continues to grow, really. Cool.
Yeah, that's right, matey. Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, like, it was weird that the name, like Syd Squad, I just kind of fluked it, to be honest. Like, Matty, we made the Discord and we didn't really have a name for it, and I just sort of did it. I don't even know why. It was just kind of random. But no, like, our Discords, it's not really so much about our streams per se. It's more about the plane spotting aspect. Like, we've got people that are well informed through each city. We've got a ping system, so if there's a special plane coming in through Sydney, Melbourne, or Brisbane, etc., people can ping, and then their mobile phones will get notified that there's a special plane coming in. But kind of like that, yeah. But yeah, so like it's grown nicely for the country and like enthusiasts around the country, and it's going super well. It's hard to maintain, as you guys know, but it's been really, really good.
Cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
Super briefly, Andy mentioned that those were 1/400 scale models that he got at that price. Right. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so my next question then would be, yes, and either of you can answer or you both could answer. So as far as I know, you are the only airport streamer to also flight sim stream in the world. You have that going for you. You are the originators of the dual flight simulator airport streaming. I guess there's an A and a B here. Number one is, do you normally have the same crowd in both, or do you find them kind of segregated or segmented from each other?
It's separated, I think, Tim. Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, we definitely have our regulars, but I would say when we stream on Tuesday and Friday nights, we definitely have a different audience to what we do when we stream. Definitely.
The time difference is a factor as well, because we do that at night. So you guys are all like well asleep by that time. But yeah, so like the whole flight simulator thing is we do group flying, so everyone can join in, and we just chat, sort of shoot the breeze as we go. But the plane spotting thing is obviously during the daytime, so we get like a bit of a more varied crowd. But we see like the members of the channel always come in and say g'day, and because we've built sort of a bit of a relationship with all those people as well. So it's been good. But like to answer your question, pretty much, there's there kind of is a bit of a separate sort of crowd per se. Just depends.
It's interesting.
Everyone's different.
Yeah,
it's also a very different environment as well. Like when we stream, there's a lot more banter that happens as well. So I think that plays a part in it. Yeah. But when especially when Tim streams, and you guys can say this, it's very hard to keep up with the chat and everything that's going on. Whereas in Flight Sim, we definitely try and make it a lot more. We try and reach out to everyone.
Because we're just sitting in front of our computer really and just reading the chat and chatting with the guys about aviation. So.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's kind of like why we kind of geared this talk show to kind of give people a chance to kind of ask questions and kind of.
That's great. It's a great idea.
And speaking of, Robert's back with another tip here today. He says some extra info. SAS flew the 6 A340s to Nevada where they store planes. Got some final photos when the Star Alliance one landed as the last A340. I didn't realize they were in Nevada. Wow.
Wonder
interesting.
Yeah.
Road trip. Thank you so much, Robert. We appreciate that. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. It was excellent.
We can't yet, though.
Yes.
We can't yet, though, Kevin. We got to do one more thing.
Yes.
Because for anybody out there interested in
this executive producer here.
For anyone interested in airplane photography, we need to look at a few things that are going to blow people's minds, especially if they take the pictures around LAX or they're familiar with LAX. Tim, take it away.
Actually, you know what? I don't know how to share my screen.
Oh no! You see the little share button down there
share
at the bottom?
Button next to the cam mic.
Oh yeah. Okay. Just give me.
Have you ever operated a computer before?
Well, everything's in a different place down there. They drive on the right-hand side.
We drive on the right-hand side. Yeah, that's right. The right-hand side.
So maybe I'll set it up a little bit here. So Tim, he mentioned he's been to LAX 13 times, and let's just say
the
US. Okay, so let's just say his time at LAX was not squandered just standing by a fence taking photographs. So Tim is one of the few that has actually taken to the skies and flown over LAX to take photographs. And not only take photographs, but take photographs of some planes that I promise you have never seen at LAX, and I promise you will never see at LAX ever again.
Okay.
Take it away, Tim.
And Tim, real quick, the time frame that you were here, what years? What was the time frame?
This sort of ranges. Hang on, is this working?
All right, here we go. Yep.
There we go. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
so this sort of ranges from around 2012 to pre-COVID. But yeah, this was. So I spent a lot of time. I worked for Virgin Australia for a long time. Knew the pilots on this particular flight and set it up. And yeah, so I did. This was all with Star helicopters out of Hawthorne. But I just wanted to share 5 photos. I know they got jet photos watermarks on it, but I promise you.
And Nick, you see that? Look at that zoom in of Dork Point Park right there.
Yes, there it is.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that's one of the ones I wanted to show you. This is another one. This was This was just before the Singapore Airlines withdrew the 340-500. So I went up again just for this shot. I was only in LA for a couple of days just to get that.
What year was this? Do you happen to remember what year that was?
I don't remember what year it was, to be honest. It was probably around 2016-ish.
What's the rego, Tim? What's the rego?
SGE, 9V SGE.
What's beautiful, too, is if you actually look closely at the top of the picture, you know exactly where you are.
just in case, just up there.
You lucky. Oh, my God.
So this is another one.
That was 2013. That Singapore shot.
Oh, 2013. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
So this was Cathay Freighter. We're actually transitioning from like the El Segundo side over to the terminals, and we got this Cathay landing right pretty much underneath us. Jeez. This was a transition shot, so it was sort of we were flying like sort of right to left of the screen, and it flew pretty much straight under us, and it's crossing the 405 freeway. We're not done yet. This was another little random one that I got.
Wow.
This was actually flying back to Hawthorne, and this was a surprise. And yes, this was a nice one. This is one of the VIP Airbuses that Qatar Emiri Flight operate. And I've saved the best to last because I don't want to take too much time up.
This one blew my mind.
Okay, this next one is a special one. It's the most rarest shot I've ever taken in my life. But this is the Yemen government 747 SP. And this aircraft was actually destroyed not too long after. It was destroyed in Yemen by some militant group or whatever. So if you look it up, it's 7 Oscar Yankee Mike November. And yeah, this aircraft. So I found out this was coming in by a friend of mine in Paris, and he said this is coming into Los Angeles. So I booked the helicopter flight and went up, and I got this arriving. Wow. So this is one of my favorite photos of all time. It's definitely one of the rarest of all time as well. This was probably 2013 as well, I'd guess. Maybe even before that, maybe 2012.
Is it on Jet Photos?
It is, yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Nice shot.
Look at that.
Thank you.
So all of these we can find online where?
Yeah.
On Jet Photos, jetphotos.com. I've got about 5,500 photos on there. So.
And what's your screen name on there so people can
just
look for your photos?
Tim Bowery.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to be a screener over there, but family life got in the way. So.
Are you on Instagram, Tim?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram.
Tim Barry, I'm sorry, wait, did you say you used to be one of those screeners, huh?
Yeah.
The screeners where everybody was always
That's
they didn't approve my photo.
Nah, that's it. That's the one. Yeah. But I stopped doing that a couple of years ago now. So.
And you know what? Real quick, you don't meet too many screeners. What was the process like that with that? Were you just bombarded by so many photos? It was just like,
it's
what was that like?
Pretty out of control. No, so like. Look, it's a good system. It keeps the quality high on the website. That's the whole idea of doing it. But it's just making sure that the photos fit the criteria per se.
Yeah.
That there's a guide. They're not rules. It's a guide. So that's sometimes you'll see photos that aren't quite there get accepted, but there'll be a bit of a backstory behind it, like why there's been a bit of leniency towards it. Higher resolution shots, obviously, they require. Better quality editing and all that sort of stuff. So, it's as a beginner, I've been uploading there since 2007, and it's helped me as a photographer. Like 5,500 photos on there later. I'm sort of here today, but it's COVID's given me a chance to go towards videography to sort of like just try something new, and
Tim,
keep. Yeah.
I'm just going to talk you up for a second. So you guys are going to have Tim come back one day because. He has been on the Sophia NASA 747 as well. So that was a pretty cool experience that he can probably talk about.
Yeah.
Sorry to talk you up, Tim.
But no, that's okay. I've done a few cool flights over the years. I've been to North Korea. I've been to Iran, Cuba, just to do aviation flying, like flying particular types. The NASA Sophia SP, the flying telescope. I flew that in 2016 out of Christchurch. And, so I've done some cool stuff over the years. We'll talk about that another day.
Lady Cat, there you go. Tim Bowery 26. That's your Instagram account. Thank you so much, Lady Cat.
Are you on Instagram, Matt?
I am. Great question. I'll have to. Do you want me to type it in the chat?
It's his name. Yeah. What's your YouTube, buddy? It's just your name.
So my YouTube's just Matt MATT, then Cochran COUGHRAN for November, not M for Mike. And then my aviation Instagram is Matt Cochran _aviation. Cool. I'll chuck it in the chat anyway.
So
if you're allowed.
Excellent.
Kevin, I just have one more question as the executive producer.
Yes, Mr. EP, go ahead.
Will you guys come back on the show sometime?
Whenever you'll have us.
I'll be here tomorrow if you want me on the show. Every day.
Listen, Brad, all you've got to do is get approval from Mrs. Syd Squad, and then I'll be back, all right? Because she's out with the kids at the moment in the hot sun, and you can tell by my forehead that it's hot here in Sydney today. And my sunburn.
Thank her for us.
And I'll just tell my fiance what's going on. I'll just be like, I'm on.
Real quick, Don B back with another tip here today. So shout out to Tim and Matt. Thanks for being on the show. Absolutely.
How you doing?
Thanks, you guys.
No, thanks for having us.
Well, our pleasure, and we'll have you on again. Apparently, there's so many other stories we didn't even touch on today.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Can we play it? I love playing that music when Kevin plays the Western music. I don't know. It's just something I look forward to, guys.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. I also want to say thank you to Gus. Gus, thank you so much for joining us today.
My brother.
We'll have you back on again. One of our great mods, part of the mod squad.
Hey, Gus, did you have any questions for them or anything?
Well, I have a fun fact. I went to the airport here in Costa Rica today, and they're painting 3 Qantas Embraers.
Oh, yes.
And they gave me this hat.
Hey, check you out.
Wow, Gus.
Very cool.
I have a question
that's
for
cool.
Tim and Matt.
Yes.
I was wondering, what is an airport that you would like to spot at that you have yet to spot at?
Easy. Anchorage for me. No question.
Anchorage.
Believe it or not,
heaven up there.
Believe it or not, and I'm not saying this, but LAX. I've never spotted it at LAX. I flew into it, and that was it. So I can't wait.
October.
Yeah, you got to come.
Yes, October.
Exactly.
I'll be there in spirit. Don't worry.
And obviously, sorry, we shouldn't be so selfish, Tim, but we want you guys over here in Australia. We can't wait to have you guys over here.
When we open our borders up,
that's it.
Right.
But we can't wait to have you here and obviously show you around Sydney. Maybe, or maybe we'll bring those snake eating spiders.
We'll show all about that.
Bring those.
And the drop bears.
And the drop bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to, Smee, thank you so much for joining us again. Smee, always supporting the channel. Always one of our great mods, keeping the chat nice and clean during our regular streams as well. And Nick, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me,
Jet
Kevin.
Tip, always keeping us up to date. Go ahead.
You're welcome. And if I may just add one thing, the internet just recently learned that speaking of Instagram, one of our friends from Instagram, Aircraft Over Offutt, his real name is Brandon Finlay Fuchsa. He's a U.S. Navy veteran and recently learned he had COVID-19. And sadly, we just learned that he passed away a couple of days ago. So send out good thoughts to him and his family. Aircraft Over Offutt. He was a very prolific photographer of the special intelligence gathering aircraft that were based at Offutt Air Force Base in Lincoln and Omaha, Nebraska. So our thoughts, my thoughts are certainly with his family today.
Yes.
And yes, sorry to have a down note, but I needed to give him the recognition he deserves.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
Brandon, thank you so much.
Keep
those models nice and clean. They collect dust pretty fast. So
all my models that I get now are staying in the box.
Easy on the boxes too.
Yeah.
Easy on the boxes.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate
and of course,
guys.
Rudy, thank you so much, Rudy. Do you want to play us out?
Sure.
And Brad, of course. Thank you, Mr.
Yes.
EP. I'm just here. They're like, okay.
All right, Rudy, playing us out, and then we will go to our ever-famous cowboy music, which everyone looks forward to.
And we have to wave the entire time.
Oh, yes, you have to wave.
The whole time.
This time you have to wave.
Keep waving. Keep waving.
All right, go ahead,
I know
Rudy.
how it feels. And thank you to Amy for requesting this song. I hope you enjoy.
Excellent. Here comes the copyright strikes.
Roll blue eyes.
Thank you so much.
You can hear him racking up.
Blue eyes. Blue eyes.
As long as Bet isn't a part of that, we're all good. All right. Well, thanks you guys for all tuning in all around the world. Again, tomorrow is our big show starting at 7 a.m. right here on Airline Videos Live. I will be at the Hill. Rudy will be back at the Garage Cam. We'll have you multi-camera angles once again. And remember, we've got the Cardinals plane coming in tomorrow, as well as another Qantas A380 arrival and departure. Another huge day at LAX. So hopefully you guys can all tune in and make sure go buy your Nighthawk merch.
And subscribe to Syd Squad on YouTube.
Yes.
Boot the snoot.
Boot the snoot. Yes, and go subscribe and watch Tim and Matt's show there in Australia
and a
as
special
well.
shout out to all the Australians watching. I really appreciate it. I saw Sydney Aero Spotter in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah,
and Adam Serena was there, and saw a few Kiwis in there too. So thank you all for joining us. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it has been awesome. All right, we'll do this again fairly soon, and until then. Thanks, you guys.
I'm not waving.
It was a long day that day on the wagon trail.
All right, thanks, you guys. Always awesome. Always supporting the channel. Love the audience watching all around the world.
Yeah, we had over 500 people. That was great.
Absolutely. We were also on Facebook tonight as well. So.
Interesting.
And we'll be on Facebook tomorrow as well. But during the week, don't expect any Facebook live feeds. We are now implementing the new software during the week. So if you guys are watching on Facebook, make sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube.
And don't yell at Kevin about no clock tomorrow.
Yes, no clock tomorrow, but
no clock
plenty of other things. But we got the Diamond Shoutouts videos are back tomorrow.
True.
Oh, good.
So you can put your dancing shoes on, because here we go. All right.
Starting at 7 a.m.
Craig Russell, 7 a.m. tomorrow.
7 a.m.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yes. We were thinking about, doing a little bit later, but then I was like, no, everyone in Europe would be very upset if we went any later than that. So, and that hill gets really popular. If I'm not there at 7 a.m. and claiming my space, I might lose it. So
no parking.
All right. Yeah,
they
no
park
parking.
the wrong way too. So.
Yes.
It's very, very annoying.
All right. So one last wave as we wind down. Thank you all for tuning in here to Sky Lounge here on Saturday, January 15, 2022. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Bye. Hey, guys.
Bye.
And good morning.
And
Good morning.
Good morning.
See you guys. All
Morning.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye.